EMC Forum 2012 etkinliğindeyiz. Yanımızdaki konuğumuz EMC'nin teknolojiden sorumlu Başkan Yardımcısı Chuck Hollis. Mr. Hollis, thank you very much for being with us in here. And my first question is, we are talking about the cloud computing and this kind of concept. The people, the enterprises are just trying to understand what we are just talking about, and they are adapting it to their businesses in about 3 or 5 years. What we can see after the cloud?
Yeah. So for me, cloud is a restructuring of how we do IT. It's about delivering services. So the organizations who have invested in proficiency in cloud are now on to better things. A lot of the friction is gone around deploying applications. So when you look at these very proficient cloud organizations, you always see the same patterns. They're investing in big data analytics to create better crystal balls about the future. They're investing in new applications that can come through very quickly to deliver new logic. They're doing this with a mobile experience first. Instead of developing for desktops, they'll be developing for things like iPads and Android. And they're investing in creating new social models with not only their employees, but their customers and partners. Add together cloud, analytics, mobile, social, you get a pattern for a new business model. Many of us call it a digital business model. And you don't see it everywhere, but in the organizations that are very proficient at it, they're reinventing how they do business in the digital world. Not just taking things from the physical world and bringing it forward, but rethinking about how they engage with customers, how they deliver value propositions. Very, very exciting. Getting back to your original question, cloud, it takes the friction away of reinventing your business. The technology becomes very easy. And I think the next 3 to 5 years will be very exciting, not only for technology people, but for business leaders that realize many things are now possible that were much more difficult in the past.
So we can say that cloud is just a kind of a base technology that is enabling not much bigger technologies. For an example, the big data and big data analytics. Do you think that in our midterm future it's going to evolve something new? The cloud is now the basic technology, the base technology for all the things, and it's enabling much of things. So what can we see about in 10 years, maybe 20 years?
Boy, that's a long time, 10, 20 years. I think we'll see the same kinds of things that we saw for the young people who were growing up in the age of the internet. If you're 20 or 30, you've just thought that the internet was always there, right? And you were kind of born digital. I think we're going to see over the next 10 to 20 years the presumption with cloud being available and analytics and everything the cloud does is businesses are just born digital. I mean, the contrast is very, very sharp. In my own business at EMC, we have access to cloud resources. If I come up with a business idea, 1 or 2 days to set something up as opposed to 1 or 2 years. So the pace of innovation is much faster. It's kind of funny, I have a daughter who's 21, and when the internet doesn't work for even a second, the world is broken, right? She can't get her information. I think we're all going to have that expectation to be able to try things, do things right now in the business world and not have to wait for the technology. As far as specific things we're going to see in 10, 20 years, certainly a global market for talent, a global market for information. We're already seeing global markets show up for analytics. In many ways, cloud erases a lot of borders. And I think that we'll all be in a very good position to compete with how innovative and smart we are beyond our own borders. Very, very exciting times indeed.
Okay, thank you very much for your vision. Thank you
very much. Bye now.